Welcome, everyone, to episode 67 of Around the Book podcast. This week we have NFL Week 16 and round one of the college football playoffs. There's other bowl games. I know personally I don't have anything other than college football playoff picks, but we'll go ahead and still give you guys our favorites or locks of the week and then obviously our underdog picks. Um, I do want to start off by saying shout out Bill the Goat and Navy. Never a doubt. I just knew it.
Good
I
for
knew it was
you.
going to
That was good
happen. I
pick.
had to take the money line. Everyone doubted it except for me.
Yeah,
Nah,
you
good
were
pick.
right.
Yeah,
You get nice victory lap.
Yeah.
a true seaman. All right. So,
True seaman.
true seaman.
Yeah. I want
Anyone
to
have
shout
any?
out.
Yeah, say who you got any shout outs or anyone you want
I got a
to?
gripe shout out to the Chargers for just absolutely collapsing in the second
Yes.
half of that game and letting Tampa Bay do whatever they want, causing what looked like a pretty safe under 45 and a half
Yeah.
to just go way over and kill my NFL parlay. It was the only leg that didn't hit because I don't know. Been a rough couple weeks.
Yeah,
I
I
do
feel
have one
that.
live bet going right now. My pick from last week, UNLV money line at plus 145. They're down 3-0 to Cal in the California Bowl, I believe it's called.
Wow.
In Los
I took.
Angeles.
I bet Cal money line today.
Oh, damn.
Uh-oh.
We're on opposite sides of that one.
What was
That's
it
gonna be
at?
a fun one.
It was like I want to say like plus 130 or something.
That's wild
Oh,
that it swung
no.
that much. Because I got it last
Yeah.
week at UNLV plus 145.
That's good
Yeah,
for you,
well-
Dalton.
Well, the
You think?
Sac State just hired the UNLV offensive coordinator, and he's not coaching, so that could be part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was
Okay.
surprised. That's why I took it because I was like, okay, this swung a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else, Dalton? Anything else you want to get off your chest from last week?
No. Trying to bounce
All
back.
right.
What about you, Jake?
Yep.
It's just been a rough couple of weeks. My college record has been bad throughout the year, and now for the first time this year, I'm under 500 in the NFL. So we're heading in the wrong direction. I'm not betting on the Panthers anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know what got into me. They had Bryce Young looked good for like 3 games, and I think I've bet on them the last 3 weeks, and I'm over 3. So they're banned for me. I'm
Spoiler
probably the only
alert,
one betting
not
on them
for me.
anyway. Yeah, the only thing that I had going for me last week was just betting on the Chiefs. That has just proven to, I guess when you're in a slump, just bet on the best teams. So I think that's what I'm gonna start doing.
I mean, you guys are just sneaking away with these little wins with the Chiefs. It's going to come back to bite you, I'm telling you. You guys are living it up right now.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, does anyone have any non-American football picks?
No.
Anything? All right, cool. Let's get into the meat and potatoes then. College football. It's the playoffs, round one. 4 games. We have Indiana Notre Dame on Friday, Clemson Texas in the midday game, Penn State SMU in the what time do they play? It would be noon, I'm assuming. Somewhere around there, probably.
Which game?
The Penn State SMU game.
I believe that is a noon game.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
of course it is. Why not let Penn State have a whiteout playoff game? Nope. Can't
Yeah.
have that.
And then Tennessee, Ohio State at 8. So, 4 great games. Potential for some upsets. There's also potential for the 4 best teams in these games just to walk on to the next round. But we'll see. So let's go ahead and give our lock. I'm going Indiana plus 7.5, and I'm saying this because Indiana took their licks when they played Ohio State. They finally found out what it's like to play a quality opponent. I think they can bounce back against a Notre Dame team that I will say does look pretty good for the NIU week. They've definitely bounced back as well. So I think this game could be close. And I'll take a touchdown for Indiana in this spot.
I like it.
I like
I
that.
have that in my parlay.
Yeah.
All right. So I got Penn State minus 8.5 at minus 110 for my lock this week. I just think, especially after watching SMU last week in the conference championship game and watching Penn State, I don't think SMU is going to really be able to stop Penn State at all.
Yeah.
And I do think Penn State's defense, while they did struggle against the run against Oregon, I mean, that's just a really good Oregon offense. I think they're going to do that to most teams. I don't think SMU has the personnel to slow down guys like Abdul Carter and Dennis Sutton.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think they're going to have a lot of issues because SMU throws the ball a lot. Penn State's got a really good secondary, really good pass rush, and I just don't think that's going to work. So, yeah, give me Penn State to cover a score.
I like it.
All right, my lock this week is Texas minus 12 against Clemson. And this really just comes down to me thinking that Texas is just a much better team than Clemson in general. Clemson's coming off a nice win against SMU. That was a good game. It was a close win, but I think there's a pretty sizable difference between SMU and Texas. And I think we're going to see that here. I don't necessarily think Texas is going to make a title run or anything like that, but I think they can handle Clemson at home by 12.
I like it. I have that in my parlay as well. Yeah, I just don't think the ACC teams really just didn't have any business in the playoff this year, if we're being honest. I mean, this is, of all years where, like, we've needed a 12-team playoff, this might be, like, the year we needed it the least. Like, we probably could have gotten away with an 8-team. Or,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Hell, I don't think anyone would have had a problem with them just throwing Oregon and Georgia in the national title game. I don't think anyone would have really... Like, I don't think this would have been a year where if, like, it was under the old BCS, I don't think anyone would have complained about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and get into our favorites in. I know I'm about to break the cardinal rule here, betting on your own team, but I'm taking Ohio State minus 7.5. No way Ryan Day can't realize that he just needs to air that motherfucker out to Jeremiah Smith every play this week. Like, air that bitch out. You have wide receivers you have 3 wide receivers on that team that could go in the first and early second round this year. So, I mean, throw the ball. There's no way he can't realize he's not going to throw the ball. Like, there's just no way. So, I'm taking Ohio State minus 7.5. If they could start scoring early on Tennessee, I don't know if Tennessee can keep up.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting game for sure.
Yeah.
I have that my favorite pick this week as well, but I have a different bet in that game. I'm taking under 46.5 at minus 108.
Yeah.
The spreads, like, when I was trying to handicap that game, I was coming out to like 8.5 for Ohio State. So it just wasn't, my handicap wasn't far enough away from the actual handicap, from the actual spread to take it. But I do like the under here. I think this is going to be kind of a knockdown, drag out game. I don't think there's going to be a ton of scoring. I think Tennessee's going to really struggle to move the ball against Ohio State. But Ohio State's offense hasn't really inspired a ton of confidence this year.
No.
And I think this is going to be like, honestly, I could see like a 24-17 type game. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Something like that. 27-20 maybe. But I'm thinking more like, 24-20, 24-17, maybe even like a 24-13 game.
I prefer that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Evening level up. What's up, man? Appreciate you watching, man.
All right, one bet that I love, just to stray away from the college football playoff a little bit, is Tulane plus 12 against Florida. Florida is coming off a nice run to end the season. They had some nice wins over LSU and Ole Miss. They beat Florida State, but that's not that impressive. I really just don't think that Tulane is 12 points worse than Florida. Even coming off those a couple of those big wins to end the season for the Gators, they're still only 7-5 on the year. They really weren't consistent throughout the year at all. Tulane did just drop their last game to Army, but for the most part, in the other games they played against ranked or like good teams this year, they did pretty well. They're a 9-win team. I don't think that they don't even have to win this, but there's no way that they're 12 points worse than Florida.
Yeah.
My brain just can't wrap itself around that. So.
Yeah, I also had this in my parlay. You guys picked all my parlay games, which hopefully is good. But yeah, I actually was tempted to take Tulane money line.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
Yeah, it was. I do think like there's just no way they're that much worse than Florida. I mean, Tulane's only losses are the AAC title game and 2 Big 12 teams, 2 like above average Big 12 teams too.
Yeah. Notre Dame in the over for me. And I look at 52.5. Yeah, I could see this game being like 30-27 or like 28-25, something like that.
In the Notre Dame Indiana game?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I could see it being low-key high scoring for what this game is.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll talk about it in a minute.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get into our upset. And I hate to say this one because you guys have been shitting on it just now, but the last time you guys shit on my picks here, they hit. So I'm taking Clemson money line. And here's my reason why. This is a tinfoil conspiracy, but Dabo has signed a deal with the devil. He has opened up the transfer portal. Satan himself has infiltrated that program, and they're about to start winning. So Dabo, he's got the juice going. Clemson money line. They're making a run in this playoffs.
Interesting. That'd be fun. I mean, I wouldn't hate it. As a Penn State fan, I would not hate seeing seeing Texas get knocked out early.
Yeah. Quinn Ewers just everyone wants Arch Manning in there. He just feels the pressure.
Yeah. Oh, I do think like Ewers does have a short leash in this playoffs.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. All right. So for my underdog this week, give me Indiana money line at plus 220.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, I could not talk myself out of this. I just the value is too good to pass up.
Yeah.
I just don't trust Notre Dame. I have zero faith in Notre Dame, the way they play football, and like I don't think like this game's gonna be close because Indiana has a solid defense. They're gonna keep. I don't see Notre Dame scoring much, and I just don't know if they can. Like, I don't know if they're going to score more than 20 against Indiana, and I don't know if they can hold Indiana's offense the way that they're playing to under 20. I do think it'll be a lower scoring game, but yeah, I don't see any way. If Notre Dame does win this, it's going to be an ugly field goal game.
Yeah. I could see it being like that Ohio State game from 2 years ago. It was just like super close. Just level up. Tennessee, I really hope that doesn't happen. Appreciate you commenting level up, but I really hope that doesn't happen. Notre Dame defense is much better.
It's not about their defense, though. It's about their offense just does not have the ability to consistently, go win games. And, their defense will hold Indiana in check, but Indiana's got an offense that's going to move the ball and is going to score some points. And I just don't know if Notre Dame can go. I don't trust Riley Leonard to go win the game.
Yeah. Notre Dame defense is good, but I think Indiana, when Indiana played Ohio State, I think Ohio State's defense was just so much better than what what Notre Dame's could be. So I think Indiana's going to be able to move the ball a little bit better this time. Scoring's going to be a little bit easier.
I don't know. I think Indiana's probably the best. I think you make the case Indiana's probably the best defense Notre Dame's played this year.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
That could happen too. Notre Dame I could see that.
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll see Friday. I don't know.
We'll see.
All right, my underdog is also Indiana, plus 225. Indiana has had one bad game this year, and if you look at Notre Dame's schedule, these are their 11 wins. They beat Texas A&M, Purdue, Miami of Ohio, Louisville, Stanford, Georgia Tech, Navy, Florida State, Virginia, Army, and USC. So they've beat some decent teams, but they don't have, to me, a win that stands out as a real quality win. And Indiana doesn't necessarily either, but I don't think that we should be looking at them as a plus 200 plus underdog. That just feels kind of insane to me. I think it's by far the best value pick. In the whole board this week. It's hard for me to understand what Notre Dame has been good, but they have not beat a real playoff contender. I don't think they haven't beat a team in the playoff, but they don't have a win that stands out like that to me. So for Indiana to be plus 200 plus is just crazy to me.
Yeah, the most comparable defense to Indiana's that they played is probably Texas A&M, and they put up 23 against Texas A&M, and
that's probably their best win of the year.
Yeah. Is that going to be enough points to beat Indiana? I just don't know. Because Indiana, they haven't beaten a really good team yet this year either, but they at least played Ohio State and at least showed they could compete with Ohio State.
I'm not even saying. My point isn't even that Indiana.
That game was a couple plays away from being much closer than it was.
It could have been, but Ohio State's defense put the clamps on them.
Yeah,
my point isn't that Indiana has a standout win. It's that Notre Dame doesn't. So I don't understand the disparity here.
Exactly.
Notre Dame could win this game, but neither team has a win that you can point at and say that makes them, a real title.
Yeah, this could be Notre Dame's statement win, and then we'll have to reevaluate. But until then, the value is just too good.
Yeah, and Level Up's probably going to come back next week, and I told you also.
That's
just how this show. That's just how this show goes. But I think this is the statement win for either of these two teams this year. And it's weird that it's taken them getting to the playoffs to be in this opportunity. So.
Yeah, this would be both of their best wins of the year.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so Dalton, let's hear. I know we picked a few of your pick. Well,
yeah, my parlay. I'll just run through it real quick because we've already covered all the games. So I got Texas minus 12, Indiana plus 7.5, and I got Tulane at plus 13.5. So those three games
nice.
parlay together at plus 581.
Nice.
Nice. I got so I have Indiana money line at plus 225. I did take SMU at plus 8.5. I don't think that they beat Penn State, but I think they can score enough to keep it within 8.5. Texas minus 12. I did take Tennessee plus 7.5, but I don't think they're going to beat Ohio State, so don't get mad at me, Casey.
I'm not. I get it.
I just think it'll be closer than 7 points. And then my last one was Tulane plus 12 against Florida.
Yeah. I have a lot
That
of
spread is
false.
so tricky in that Tennessee game.
It
Yeah.
is. It's,
I feel like
I could see it go. I could see it being one of those like you were so dumb for not taking Tennessee, and then I could also see it being like, why didn't I take an alternate on Ohio State?
Yeah. I could see it being like one of those things where it's a 2-score game in the fourth quarter, and then Tennessee scores to make it a 1-score game, and then Ohio State either runs the clock out or Tennessee fails to score on the last drive.
Yeah. No, I agree. Ohio State. I think it's a lot of Will Howard has made some mistakes late in games. I mean, he did it against Oregon, Michigan. He had another mistake. So, I mean, and Ryan Day, just, I don't understand his obsession with running the ball when he has all these options at wideout to throw the ball. So, I don't know. He just needs to take the path of least resistance on offense and go from there. But we'll see. We'll see. So, anyone else have any other college picks?
Nope.
All right. All right. NFL Week 16. How are we feeling about the NFL so far? Betting on the NFL.
I'm in a slump.
Yeah, I have been as well the last few weeks.
It's been bad.
Yeah, I'm just barely hanging on to cover. I'm still in the black between my NFL and my college. My NFL wins have still barely outweighed my college losses, but the gap is narrowing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I got to hit another NFL parlay. That's the issue.
Yeah. I was like NFL was my strong suit at the beginning of the year, and then now it's just slow. After the last 4 weeks, it's just crushed me. A few 0-3 weeks, followed by a bunch of 1-2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just crushed.
Yeah,
So.
I had the best Thanksgiving of my life betting, and then it's been downhill the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. I think like week 9 of NFL was like my peak. And it kind of upsets me because I thought I was going to have like – I feel like you get like one big bet a year in the NFL where you just like hit a parlay where you're like, I don't know how that hit. And you're like, I'm going to be able to bet on this money for a year. And then you just lose it all in the next few weeks because you just lose all of your preceding bets. But, all right, not speaking from experience there. NFL locks. There are a lot of locks, locks. There were a lot of locks that I like this week, but the one I like the most is the LA Rams minus 3.5 against the New York Jets. The Jets are abysmal, man. They suck. They won last week, didn't they? I think they did, but it was a fluke.
Yeah.
The Rams are clicking at the right time. Like they're like slow. Not that they're not even slowly. Like they're quickly ramping up and like hitting their stride right now, and they're gonna make the playoffs because of it. I think.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing they did last year.
Exactly.
Just get off to a shitty start and then win like 8 of 10. I like that. I had that in my parlay.
Yeah, it's like there's no way this team that's 1-5 can come back, and then all of a sudden they're about to win the division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I have that in my parlay as well.
Yeah.
My lock this week, I'm going super safe. Give me Chiefs money line at minus 135 against the Texans. So the Texans are 1-3 this year against teams with winning records. All three of their losses were on the road. That being said, they did cover the spread in, I believe, 2 of those 3 losses. So I'm not sure if I trust the spread, even though it's down to 2.5 now. So I'm just taking the money line just to play it safe, especially the way the Chiefs have played everybody so close this year and just snuck by on some weird devil magic. There's some kind of deal with the devil going on there. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but yeah.
It's the same thing that Dabo Sweeney just got access to.
Yeah.
I like that. My lock this week is it's at -3 now, but I got it at -2.5. But the Chargers -2.5 against the Broncos. Colts literally gave that game. Bo Nix did not look good in the first half of that game, and then the second half they come out and, to their credit, they took advantage of the Colts' mistakes. But I mean, the Colts just completely fell apart. I don't, Broncos, they've proven me wrong a few times this year, but I don't think they're gonna be able to beat the Chargers on the road. The Chargers already dominated them at home in Denver earlier this year. This game has a lot to do with the wild card seeding, so I think both teams are going to come out motivated. But the Chargers are at home now. Defense did just get thrashed by Tampa Bay, so that is something to worry about a little bit. But I really didn't think the Broncos' offense looked very good last week. They started to later in the game after the Colts kind of stumbled a bit, but I think the Chargers can get this one by 3. They beat Denver by, I think, 14 or something earlier in the year in Denver, so I'll take them by a field goal at home.
Gotcha. Yeah, it sucks that Bo Nix is starting to fall off a little bit. I'm hating it.
Yeah, well, I mean, to his credit, I've said that he's bad a few times this year, and he has proven me wrong a few times. So I don't want to sound like too much of a hater. I just still don't have the highest expectations, but
I think
he has done better than I expected. So
I think he's one of the better of the rookie quarterbacks this year.
Oh yeah,
he's top 2. He's not number 1, but he's top 2.
Yeah, he's got
based off.
3 rookie of the week.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he's looking like he should. I think we all kind of knew, he was, the selling point on him was that he was ready to go right away. And he did take a little more time to acclimate than I think I expected, but he's definitely ready to go. I mean, the first couple of games looked kind of like he, looked like a rookie early on.
The first game, I remember the game against the Steelers was a tough one.
Yeah.
And that was when I was like, okay, I was right about Bo Nix being ass. And then he went out and destroyed Tampa Bay or something.
Yeah.
And
he's not making mistakes at this point in the year that guys like Williams and May are. Even Daniels at times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now those guys I think will all in the long run probably be better than him. But
yeah.
We'll see.
He's getting the job done though. You gotta give him that.
Dalton, if Bo Nix is watching, and we know he is, would you wear a signed Bo Nix jersey if he sent it to you, even though you're a Raiders fan?
No.
Since you were ride or die for him.
I had a higher grade. I had a higher draft.
I know. No, I'm not making fun of you. I think you were totally right about him. He was way more impressive than I think a lot of people were expecting. You called it.
I mean, it would have to be. Give me a Bo Nix Auburn jersey.
Oh, what? You want the
Go with
Auburn
that.
jersey?
Oh yes, I want the
That'd be
Auburn
good.
jersey.
All
That was
right.
when he was fun. His freshman year at Auburn when he was
Yeah.
throwing those Hail Marys.
He was running around for
Yeah.
15 seconds and then
Yeah, 15 years ago.
throwing.
That was so long ago, wasn't it?
I know. Yeah.
That was pre-COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's
He's
wild to
been
me.
playing forever. All right. Let's get into our favorites. This one, I am shocked at the line. I don't really understand it, but I'm taking the Buccaneers -4 against the Cowboys. It's in Jerry World. I don't give a shit. I think the Buccaneers are going to go in there and stomp them. They're another team that's starting to hit right at the right time. They're starting to get some guys back. The Bucs are going to be scary in the NFC if they can get in the playoffs.
Yeah, I have a feeling. Can they clinch this week?
What's up, Shane?
Sorry about that, fellas. I was not home.
Oh, good.
I think they're only. I think they're
completely.
one game ahead of Atlanta.
What's going
If
on?
they win and Atlanta loses, I think I don't know what the divisional record tiebreaker
If the Bucs
is right
win.
Well,
now.
Atlanta did beat
They
them
clinch.
twice.
They beat them twice, so they have to have a better record than them to
So,
win
yeah.
the division. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. Not sure how much I missed of that conversation, but that I know is true.
Gotcha.
We just, yeah.
That's great. So
Oh,
if Tampa Bay loses this week and Atlanta wins, then Atlanta is first.
Yeah, which is
That's
wild.
crazy to think about.
With Michael Penix now at quarterback, officially.
Hey, never wrong. Just early, right?
Yeah. But yeah, Casey, I'm with you. That's actually my favorite bet this week as well. Tampa Bay -4 at -110.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's just one of them ones you just don't think, just throw. Shane, do you want to give your NFL lock and favorite, and then we'll do your college football picks before we do our touchdown parlay?
Sure. So we're on favorite right now. Okay, so I'll do
Yeah.
my lock and favorite then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull my stuff up here. So my lock I had as is the Rams -3 at the Jets. I just
That I had.
come on, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
like, I know the Jets are looking a little bit more lively recently, but the Rams are playing for basically a chance to obviously keep the division in their hands. Like, I don't think they're losing to the Jets. I don't, and I think they can win by at least that many points. So that's my lock, and then my favorite bet was, where's it at here? Chiefs -3.5 at home against the Texans. Texans just don't look like they're ready to beat anybody by any amount of points half the time, and they're kind of still struggling to get the offense rolling consistently.
Yeah.
And I think the Chiefs, although they don't beat teams by much, I think they can take care of business at home by at least a touchdown, probably.
Okay, yeah. That was my lock this week was Chiefs money line.
Yeah.
Yeah, my lock was Rams -3.5.
So we're with you, Shane.
All right. Well, that means we're either screwed or we're right on
Yeah.
track here. One of the two.
We're due to just all be right for once. So.
I was 4-2 in the NFL this past week, so
Yeah.
not too bad.
Nice.
So, of course, I got my Colts money line wrong. Dalton, you're correct for now again about Anthony Richardson. Really, the Colts in just general are not good. Jonathan Taylor,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
I can't believe we
What are you
had two.
doing?
We had two of
How-
those this weekend.
How the Colts did not win that game is just so.
Not only not win, but like not even come close to winning
just
because
Yeah.
fumbling, letting go of the ball, and then throwing a pick
the
six on a
stupidest
double
pick six
pass
I've ever
across the
seen.
field. Like that's a 14-point.
Hey, if your quarterback
difference
can't complete
right
a
there off
pass,
the
just
two
ask your receiver to throw the ball instead.
Yeah. But he was
I did
throwing
not think
throwing
AD
it
Mitchell
back to
would
the
go
quarterback, right?
Yes, it was back to Richardson, which I don't know.
Yeah, no, Mitchell threw a pick six.
It's
That's
awesome.
just insane to think about.
I love it. Love it. Good for him.
My favorite bet this week is either the Jaguars +1 or just their money line. They're pretty much about the same odds, so it doesn't really make a difference. But I just think that they're a better team than the Raiders, and I think the Raiders have more to tank for right now than the Jaguars, which is
That's a big deal.
I don't think a sentence I've ever said in my life. But I mean, the Raiders have the first overall pick on the line. I think the Jaguars right now are like somewhere
Fourth,
from like
third?
5 to 10. I want to say.
I don't even know. Dude, the
There's so
NFL,
many teams with 3 wins.
the
that
NFL is so ass right now, bro. Like the amount of
Yeah.
3 and 4 win teams just
Yeah.
hovering above
The Raiders, if they would have beat the Falcons, I think they would have gone to like the
like the
seventh.
7th pick, which
or
is
something.
insane. This Raiders team ending up with the 7th pick is disgraceful, diabolical, horrendous. Get them out of here. What are
That
you
would be
talking
the
about?
most Raiders thing to
It
happen.
would, but like
The
you
worst.
tell me there's 6 teams that have had worse seasons than the Raiders.
Yeah.
Maybe in NFL history, sure. No, I was kidding. That's me.
The NFL drafts lottery.
You know what?
That's what
Honestly,
it is.
I
Now
would
that the
at this
NFL has
point
become the NBA.
it'd be kind of
That's what we
funny
need.
if it did. Be kind
That
of
would be
It's-
pretty
it's-
fun.
Yeah, because now you just have
That would
like
make
a
mock
bunch
drafts
of great
easier.
teams, and then like 3 or 4 fringe playoff teams, and then the rest of the league is ass, just like the
Yeah.
NBA.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, but yeah, I think I pray to God the Jaguars beat the Raiders this week.
Yeah, I mean, you
I
guys
think
are
they
kinda
will. I just
hoping
think
for it,
they're-
right?
I just
Yeah.
think even with Mac Jones, I still just think they're a better team. The Raiders are really bad, so
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
playing a team quarterbacked by Mac Jones would lead me to believe the Raiders could possibly win, but then I remember who their quarterback currently is as well.
it's either
So it's
Desmond
like-
Ritter or it's Aiden O'Connell, who's somehow is not dead. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ritter didn't look terrible at the end of that game, but
Yeah,
the,
but I
the rest
feel
of that
like
game
that
was still bad.
was a little bit of like prevent defense.
all I have to say about
Yeah.
that, Dalton, is that the Raiders lost the game and still got the other team's quarterback bench. So I don't really know what I'm
Yeah.
supposed to feel about that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really.
I will say
That was
it
a
might
bad
have been a different result if there was about 40 more seconds on the clock when the Raiders got the ball back, which there should have been. Had
Right.
that awful
That was a brutal
roughing
penalty.
passer call. That was the
They're
one
just-
of the
they're
worst
just
calls.
trying to
That
throw-
was legitimate.
they're just throwing
If
Kirk
that
about,
happened in
man.
a game that I cared about, I would have been livid. But I was
Yeah.
I was kind of happy that they called it. But that
Yeah,
was
same.
a terrible call.
Just throwing them a bone. You know, it's already bad enough. You know, why not?
Yeah. All right. So that was our
Underdogs?
favorites. Yeah, let's get into our underdogs here. I know we talked about this one in this team at the beginning, and Jake has sworn off betting for them or betting with them, but I'm taking the Carolina Panthers money line.
No way.
It's gross. They're just here to spoil some seasons. This is the
I can see
Cardinals.
it.
The
I can
Cardinals have fallen off a little bit. Like this is just like Kyler Murray and Bryce Young, just like two almost carbon copy physical guys that are just going to go after it. So we'll see what happens.
Like a 9-foot combined height.
Yeah. Just two dudes gonna just be running around slinging it.
If Kyler Murray and Bryce Young ran into each other like a bar, Bryce Young would be like, "Who are you?" and Kyler would be like, "I'm you, but stronger."
Yeah.
Literally, it's literally what it is. It's just,
Yeah.
it's just-
I'm you, but
I-
I can play baseball.
yeah.
I like that pick though, Shane. I was thinking about it, but I could not bring myself to bet on Carolina 4 weeks in a row.
I have to.
Um,
I just had to.
Someone had to.
It would be really funny though if they finally won the
Yeah.
one time that I
Yeah.
don't
Jake's
bet on.
like, I can't do it, and Bryce's like, I got you, bro. Don't worry.
They
about it.
are
Hold on.
Yeah.
Panthers hard.
Yeah.
James Conner's gonna run for 700 yards. Let's be
Yeah.
honest about it, right? Like he's gonna just be like, yeah, I got it.
Jake's bet had to die for the Panthers to fly on.
Yeah. I just needed me to give up.
All right. So for my underdog, I'm doing something that I usually never do. I kind of it goes against all my conventional wisdom. I'm betting Thursday night football.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yep, I always say don't bet Thursday night football, but I'm doing it this week because not a lot of great underdog matchups this week. But this Broncos Chargers game, I got the Broncos money line at plus 124, simply because I think this is a toss up game, especially with the weirdness of Thursday. All Thursday night games I think are borderline toss up games. With two evenly matched teams, I think it really is. And yeah, especially the way the Chargers looked last week, they got to make a lot of adjustments really quick because they got torched, and I just don't know if they can fix whatever is clearly broken in their defense in the next 3 days. So I'm gonna take the Broncos money line this week.
That's fair.
Yeah, that defense was surprisingly bad.
Yeah, I mean Baker was slinging some fucking footballs, bro. Let's be real about it. Dude was, I mean that throw to Evans for a touchdown.
Yeah.
If I was in the corner, I'd be like, all right, dude. Sure,
Yeah,
why
just
not?
stop, bro.
Like,
Chill.
it's like I get it. I'm ass. I'm sorry. Let me stop. No. My underdog is Seahawks money line. Vikings at Seahawks. I feel like the Vikings are not remotely fraudulent anyway. I don't think at all. Like I thought of them several years ago when they were 13-4 as well, or getting close to that. But I do feel like they're going to drop at least another game along the way here, and kind of like give the Lions a chance to keep this divisional lead. I feel like the Lions deserve a little bit of a, throw them a bone a little bit too, considering their entire defense doesn't exist anymore, like literally the entire thing, and now also David Montgomery. Come on, like.
Yeah.
Like I feel like giving them, still the path to potentially the 1 seed, if depending on what happens to the Eagles and tiebreakers and stuff. Like, I could see, the Vikings just again dropping a game like this, and I want the NFC West to also come down to the wire here. The Seahawks getting a win here will help with that. So, I'll take Seahawks money line there.
Yeah.
Nice. I was looking at that one. My underdog this week, I'm going Browns plus 285.
Oh hell yeah! Send the Bengals
man.
home
I love
officially.
it.
There's no reason that the Bengals should have any team with plus 285 odds against them.
Yeah.
They're just not good enough for that.
Plus my goat Dorian Thompson-Robinson, I think is starting. Love it.
That's the only reason I didn't take that game.
That's that. Yeah, it's tough because I like him. But
if Winston was playing, I would have hammered this even more. But I don't think the Bengals are good. I would not have guessed that the Titans would have scored against anybody recently, like based on how they've looked. You could have put any team on the field, like any team on the field last week. The Titans played. I would not have thought that they would have done well, and they still put up a good amount of points against the Bengals. I truly think that any person wearing pads and a helmet could put up points against Cincinnati.
Dalton, was it you last week that was like, did you took the Titans or something like that to cover or whatever?
I took Titans money line.
And I remember telling you, I'm like, listen, I know the Bengals are bad, but Will Levis is worse. And boy, oh boy, unfortunately for him,
Will Levis.
I was watching that. I'm like, oh no, I was right. I don't want to really.
He had an interception where, like, you could see him throw the ball, and then you could see the safety run from like 15 yards away.
It was so bad.
And you knew for like 2 seconds it was getting picked off.
Yeah,
it's so bad.
They couldn't even the announcers couldn't even do it. They were just like, I don't know what he was seeing there.
I saw that on like the highlight
video
of the game.
Yeah,
the announcer was like, I just don't understand what he's saying.
You know how bad, do you know how bad you have to be for Mason Rudolph to come in?
And then Mason Rudolph get named starter the next week.
At this point, I think it's just because he wants to. Go ahead. Sorry,
I was just gonna say, good on him for like tricking us all into thinking he could be an NFL quarterback and making us forget this was the guy that had to leave Penn State because he couldn't beat out Sean Clifford.
Sean Clifford, yes.
So we should have known then. Yeah. But no, he convinced him and Stoops convinced us that this is an NFL quarterback. Nope.
Listen, Dalton, he big, he throw ball hard. We love. Okay, that's all. We get it. You watch a dude throw, you're like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
that's a quarterback. And then you put him on the field, and he's like, oh no. It's incredible stuff.
I'm gonna be sad when he's benched this week, though. I need to see him on red zone every 10 minutes, just doing something
insane,
asinine.
I think he owes
the cuts to Titans games where it's just Will Levis throwing, or just fumbling the ball.
Titans have the ball at the 40.
They always cut and it's just a turnover, and then they cut back, and you're like, oh, Will Levis did something again.
Yeah.
I think he owes his career a lot to the Hellman's Mayonnaise Company.
Yeah, dude. Every time I see that commercial, I'm like, man, I hope you got a lot of money for that one.
I was gonna say
because you're not getting a second.
They kept him relevant enough for the Titans, but let's just go. Come on, let's give him another week here. Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
and he just couldn't get it done against one of the worst defenses in the league.
Truly horrendous.
Yeah.
All right. So, Shane, you want to run through your college picks real quick before we get into our touchdown parlay?
Yeah, let me pull them up here 1 second here.
All right.
So I just did the playoff games because
That's
I
what,
want,
yeah,
I
that's
don't
fine.
know.
That's what I did, but
Fucking Pop Tart Bowl. What are we doing?
Hell
You
guys?
don't want
yeah.
to bet on Tulane in Florida?
yeah.
No, I'm good. So I have Indiana plus 7.5 at Notre Dame. Mostly because I feel like Notre Dame will find a way to win this game, but they will do so in stupid fashion, and it won't be easy. Even though realistically it could be, but I think that they'll kind of struggle a little bit. Probably still win. Texas minus 11.5. Clemson is just not. I don't really think they're a playoff team. Frankly, I think they just got in because obviously winning the ACC. I'm not super big fan of them. Plus Texas, I think their defense alone is just good enough to kind of keep things in check. And then Quinn Ewers will back his way into 28 points and they'll win. Like it's kind of, and that might be all you need to get to 11.5 here. Tennessee plus 7.5. I think that this game will be relatively close. Like, Ohio State's offense is kind of fluctuated between being really, really good and then being like so recently. I'm not sure if they're going to put up a lot of points against the Tennessee defense that does rank incredibly well defensively this year. Like, as I did a couple articles about ranking the offenses and defenses in the playoffs, and their metrics look really good. So, and they have a couple NFL guys on that defense. So, and then SMU money line is my underdog pick because I think it'd be really funny. That's pretty much my analysis.
I'm sorry to the Penn State fans here, but that would be hilarious.
I really like. It's just again, James Frank. I know they're ranked 10, so it's right on the fringe. James Franklin is 3-20 against top 10 teams at Penn State. So the odds are not in their favor from a history perspective, and I think it'd be very funny if they lost. So
I feel a lot better about my Indiana pick now because you and Dalton literally basically said the same thing. So I feel a lot better about
fair
that.
enough. No, I feel like Notre Dame will probably win, but Indiana will make it hard on them for probably not any good reason, honestly.
Yep.
That's pretty much what you guys.
That's literally what Dalton
I
said.
took Indiana money line, but it shouldn't hit. But
yeah, that's what it could.
Yeah.
Like I did the easy way out. I chose to do the money line for SMU instead, but both would be very funny.
All right.
I mean, one would be funny. The other.
But we
one
need
would
both though. But both hitting would just
Yeah.
the content incredible.
That would be. You'd have to fire Franklin. You have to.
I think so.
Have to.
Because
Yeah.
you finally have a chance to make this tournament. You finally
Yeah.
have a chance to play for national championship without having to beat Ohio State.
If you lose to SMU at home,
Yeah.
This
it
is
has-
his chance to say I can beat the top 10 teams, and everyone be like, can you? Because it's SMU, but he like, but
Like this-
Yeah. Not getting to the semifinal this year is a failure.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
also it's not even that he gets blown out against top. Like he just cannot finish games against top. Like it's consistently 20-13 or 45-37 against Oregon. They can't make the play that wins the game.
And their games, a lot of them, the Oregon game, it's hard to say, but the Ohio State game this year, they were the better team.
Yeah, in that
And they
game.
just didn't impose their will.
No, they just didn't do it. Yeah, it's just really weird.
He's Kyle Shanahan, but in college football.
Before we get into the touchdown parlay, should we do our NFL parlays?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot.
You're
Go
good.
ahead.
For mine, I got 3 picks. I got Rams minus 3.5. I really like that this
With
week.
you on that.
Steelers Ravens under 44.5. I'm going back to the well on the under
Feels
in Steelers
pretty-
Ravens.
Feels good this time.
Yeah, I feel less good about it is TJ Watt playing this week, Shane?
I believe he's going to play.
Okay.
His ankle injury is not serious, so he's at least probably going to play some amount of snaps. And honestly, with the way Herbig plays half the time, I don't think it's going to be a major thing. So
That makes me feel a little bit better though, just about it being more of a defensive struggle.
yeah.
Because those teams don't play high scoring games.
Also,
They just don't.
Steelers offense ain't doing jack shit without George Pickens on the field, and I don't think he'll be back. So
And then finally, I am taking Vikings minus 3.5 against the Seahawks. I don't think the Seahawks are a playoff team. I think this is kind of the week that they get pushed out of the race a little bit. Because I do think the Rams are going to end up stealing that division. And yeah, I don't know. I think Minnesota's legit.
Mhm.
Sam Darnold is feeling himself. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is, but this is his time. And right now, I just don't see anything stopping them.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I got those 3 picks at plus 621.
There you go. So I have the bets I already mentioned earlier, and then I have the Cardinals minus 4.5. Casey, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't think the Cardinals are very good, but I think the Panthers have kind of just they gave up the fight a little bit. You know what I mean? Like Bryce
Yeah.
Young is still trying his best, just not a lot of talent out there, and the defense simply cannot help themselves but get gouged on the ground. Like James Conner could run for as many yards as the Cardinals choose to allow him to run for. I really believe that. Like that's kind of where it's at with them right now. So I think that they can kind of comfortably take care of business here and at least have a little bit of more momentum going into the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I have Falcons minus 7.5, mostly because I think that if Penix just gives them like capable quarterback play, which I think he's capable of doing, then the Giants are just so ass. Like they're so tremendously ass that I don't think that if as long as Penix doesn't shit his pants in his first start, I'm pretty sure they can win by a touchdown plus. Like it's just, I mean, I know it's the Ravens, man, but like watching the Giants try to play the Ravens was so funny. Like, like the one Justice Hill
Yeah.
touchdown where there was no one in the zip code with him. Like what's going on? It's bad, man.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then the other one, other than my bets, I already said is Tampa Bay minus 3.5. I think I heard you guys mention that game earlier. Like I agree. I think that Cowboys still be ass, and Bucks need this win to keep pace and make sure they can keep in first place. And I think that they will get it.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
I got Browns money line at plus 285 against the Bengals. The Rams minus 3.5. I did take the 49ers money line at plus 100 against the Dolphins just because.
That's like the funniest quarterback game ever.
I think the Dolphins are just. I want the Dolphins to be out of the playoff race for good.
I mean, they pretty much are. I mean,
They pretty much
Yeah.
are, but this will.
I just want the Niners season to be over and just get on to next season and start fresh.
yeah.
Yeah. Jaguars plus 1, Chargers minus 3, and then my last one is the Eagles minus 3.5 against the Commanders. Last week I thought the Steelers would beat the Eagles, and I was very wrong. The Eagles are a good team.
Yeah.
AJ Brown touchdown, never in doubt.
Yeah, that was.
Never in doubt.
Yeah, they just like
Yeah.
squashed
That was
all
a-
that.
Yeah, no, the Eagles are they're a good
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
And the Commanders are probably going to sneak into the playoffs as a wild card team, but
Yeah.
I don't think they're on the Eagles level yet.
Did you see Sirianni getting punked out by the defensive line coach on the sideline?
Yeah, they're just like
I
just
can't.
don't get it. It's such
How much
chaos.
do you feel about the Eagles?
I feel like no one likes him, but he's just like he's like the cool kid that can buy everyone alcohol because he's 21, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Nick, just keep hanging around."
Yeah,
I
they're
think they're
like
winning to spite him, honestly.
they're the Golden State Warriors right now. At like the end of that run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Where like everyone they all hate each other. No one gets along.
Yeah,
There's fights in the locker room constantly, probably, and
Yeah.
but the
just
talent's
better
there.
than-
It's
yeah,
still
they're
the
just
most
better
talented
than-
roster around.
Yeah.
Other teams, yeah. It's incredible.
that's
Incredible stuff.
exactly what it is. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the touchdown parlay. I'm starting off with a guy here on a team that didn't even score a touchdown last week. I'm taking
Hot
George.
start.
Yeah, I'm taking George Kittle. This game is just weird. I think if anyone scores in this game for the Niners, it's Kittle. He's been a sure target all year. He's been one of the shining spots in this season. Is watching him and Juwan Jennings play basically is kind of all we've been having to look forward to. So I think he scores this week against Miami.
George Kittle and Johnny Smith are just gonna be staring across the field at each other, like, all right, who's gonna score 30 fantasy points this week?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what this is. Or it's going to be like both of them. They're just going to be like, all right, both of you just have fun.
I picked up Johnny Smith off waivers in fantasy and then didn't play him because I have Brock Bowers, and they've been just trading insane weeks.
Yeah.
They were trading insane weeks back to back for a while.
I had Tucker Kraft, who was really good for like 6 weeks, and then he started sucking, so I picked up Smith, and I think Smith went like 15 points, like
30 points. There was a 3-pointer in there at one point, I think. Yeah, it's very funny.
All right. So my pick this week, I got Saquon Barkley to score just because the Commanders do not have a good run defense at all. And Barkley is the best running back in the NFL right now. So it seems pretty safe.
Make sure you don't fall down at the one, Saquon. Make sure you don't fall down at the one.
Yeah.
You imagine how many touchdowns he could have if they were like
having like a LaDainian Tomlinson.
He honestly would be able to do
1 yard line.
Instead, they're like, all right, everybody get in position.
Yeah.
Grab hold. God, I hate it. Anyway, I like that pick though, Dalton. He needs some more touchdowns. So I went with DeAndre Hopkins. Chiefs obviously minus plus 230 against Texans. Makes sense. Score against your old team. Yada yada. That whole nonsense. Also, the Chiefs throw touchdowns to everyone except for the players that you want them to throw touchdowns to every week. So it's like, give me a little bit of love here for DeAndre at least. I know he's had a couple touchdowns here and there, but like, was it like Noah Gray and was it? I don't even know who the hell else he threw.
Yeah, it's always like Noah Gray that he gets a touchdown. And then when you don't bet on Noah Gray, that's when like D-Hop and then
it's like him and like Samaje Perine touchdowns. Yeah. Who gives a shit about that? Like, I certainly don't. But whatever. But yeah, I'll take DeAndre this week.
Nice. I got T. Higgins a plus 165. Last time they played the Browns this year, he scored. He's been on a tear recently. He had one bad game, and that was against the Cowboys. And that was personally because I had him in fantasy, and that game depended on if I made the playoffs or not. And I was down by 9 going into Monday Night Football with T. Higgins, and so I'm like, okay, I'm definitely going to make it. And then he puts up like a 5-point showing.
All right.
However, he bounced back last week. What'd you say?
I said, T, you know where to go to blame that performance.
Yeah. But he bounced back last week, had a good game. The Browns' defense is bad. P's been really good this year. And plus 165 feels like pretty good value. I know Chase gets like 60% of the Bengals targets, but probably more than that actually. But
fair enough.
It's blowing my mind that the Bengals have 2 guys that could be MVPs this year if they had 3 more wins on their schedule.
The Bengals are basically just like the like mid 2010 Saints, where it's like Drew Brees will go out there and throw heaters, like absolute, like he put up like 35, and the defense is like, "Don't worry, bro, I got you. We got 38 on the board. Don't worry."
Yeah.
Like, it's insane, like insane runs of offense that mean absolutely nothing at all. Like,
but Burrow's put up 45, and the defense is like, "Here's 50."
Trying to give up 30 points to the Titans. It's like
so bad. Like I just don't understand it. Like, are they at historic levels yet of like points allowed?
They have.
I think it's like historic, and as far as like adverse is how great that offense is compared to the defense is just mind-boggling.
I know that offense torches the defense in practice.
Oh, I'm sure
that's gotta be like it.
I bet the second string just destroys them.
Yeah,
they probably
Jake Browning's out there throwing absolute dots.
Yeah.
When Burrow's out there, he's probably how much shit do you think Burrow's talking? Like, dude,
you guys,
mad shit.
Defense hates
you guys fucking suck. Go home.
He's like, hey Vaughn, this one's coming right at you on a post route, and he's like, fuck you, bitch. Whoop. And probably hits
so, okay. Believe it or not, guys, the Bengals are not even last in the league in points allowed per game this year.
It's probably the Niners.
Right?
They are giving up 27.6 points, which is a ton. But they actually have a positive point differential, which tells you a lot.
Who's giving up the most?
I would have to let me double check here.
Gotta be the Panthers.
You would
Niners
assume.
are up there.
Raiders are probably up there too. Giants.
They play a lot of low scoring
Giants?
games.
I feel like the
I can
Giants are
see
giving up 30 points like
Jets.
every week.
Did you say it was the Giants, Shane?
I thought that's what Jake said, but
Let me look
Going
at
to
it.
be the Jets.
let's see here. It is there's the Panthers at just under 30.
Damn.
Yikes.
So
Panthers are giving up 418 points.
yeah, I mean, there's 7 teams giving up over 25 a game right now.
Yeah.
But
But the Panthers are at least supposed to be a bad team. Like
Yeah.
the Bengals are legitimately a playoff.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be a playoff team, and their offense is a playoff caliber offense.
You know what it is. This is the worst part is. So Dallas is obviously worse in this category because we've seen what they do at home. But the Bengals are giving up 33.3 points a game at home
Yeah.
and only
The Bengals
23
have to-
on the road.
They have
Holy
this.
shit!
They have the second most points allowed in the league, and they have a positive point differential.
Yes, exactly.
That's
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
That just
to think
speaks
about.
volumes to how good that offense
That's
is.
crazy.
God, it's so funny.
I would hate that defense if I was like Joe Burrow or Jamar.
I would
Oh,
hate
yeah.
if I was Jamar
That's
Chase
insane.
and Joe Burrow. I would be like slashing tires after every practice.
Jamar Chase probably fucking hates Geno Stone in particular because that dude.
Oh yeah.
Have you guys seen the clips of Burrow on the sidelines, like talking about how the team sucks?
Yeah.
Like there was, like
Yeah.
John Boy did like a lip reading
Yeah.
of him.
Yeah.
And it was like, we suck.
Yeah.
Angel-
it was so bad.
So weird.
And Zach Taylor's just so uptight; he doesn't know how to like interact with it. He's like,
Yeah.
"Okay, I know."
Because he's
Well,
not
like,
wrong. Like,
Was that
Yeah.
coming from like, listen, man, we're doing the right things here. We can figure this. And Joe's like, shut the fuck up, Zach. Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Just
Yeah.
see what's going on over there.
it's so bad.
Yeah.
They're fumbling a kick, an interception return touchdown right now behind
Yeah.
you. You're not even seeing it. They're fumbling the ball. They're
Yeah.
trying to get in the end zone. Did you see that? Jordan Battle is currently celebrating before he gets in the end zone.
Yeah. I've
What are
thrown
you
for
talking about?
400 yards and 4 touchdowns, but we're about to lose.
So stupid.
All right. So let's just wrap this one up. So we got George Kittle, Saquon Barkley, DeAndre Hopkins, and T. Higgins. If you take all 4 of those guys, you're around plus 3,295. Those are pretty good odds. A little something healthy to go into the weekend. The game with Kansas City's on Saturday, right?
Yep.
So,
Because they're
Yeah.
playing the Christmas
Steelers,
game.
Steelers Christmas Day game. Can't wait for
Yeah.
that shit.
So, yeah, we'll have 2 games on Saturday.
Yeah.
Chiefs and Titans, or Chiefs and Texans, and then the Steelers Ravens,
Yeah.
and then they flip flop on Christmas.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right. You guys got any more bets before we close out the show?
Quick update on my pick from last week.
Oh, yes.
UNLV money line. They are up 14-13 with a minute left in the first half.
All
There
right.
you go.
I don't know why.
Well,
but Cal.
This is our last show, right? Till
After
when's
Um,
our next show? I assume we're not doing one next week.
Yeah, we're not
You
going
guys
to do
don't wanna
one on
record on
Christmas.
you can show what I got for Christmas, guys.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
When
Any-
is
Anyone watching this podcast, anyone that would tune in to this live on Christmas, like,
Yeah, more power to
I mean,
you.
I
We need
appreciate
to-
our fans,
yeah.
but man,
Don't do it. Don't
Yeah,
watch.
don't do
Yeah.
it. It'll
go see
be
your
bad.
family.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing like the Steelers podcast, by the way, because it's during the game
Yeah.
is when we would be doing it. Like, because my the guy I do it with was like, hey, we're not doing the show. I'm like, no, Tommy, are we not doing the show? It's during the game. Are we live streaming the game? I mean, otherwise we're not doing the show. Of course, she's like, yeah, okay. It's just funny.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So, we'll be back. Let's see what
it
is
the
the next,
Is it New Year's
and
Day or
then
is
it's
it-
New Year's Day the following week.
Dude, we can show up and just be plastered, right?
Yeah, so we'll figure it out. We'll tweet out what day we'll do. We'll
Yeah.
figure something out. If we might switch it to like a Thursday or Friday or something, or like a Monday, Tuesday. We'll see. We'll see what we'll do. We won't have a show next week though. That is
Yeah.
for certain. But we'll try to have at least something before the quarterfinals of the college football playoffs. How about that? So,
Yeah.
which is on New Year's Day. So, all right. We appreciate everyone watching episode 67. Dalton, anything else? Sorry.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you were about to say something.
That sounds good.
All right, cool. So thank you everyone for watching. I just hold on. I just saw the college football bracket. I can't believe Arizona State has a bye week. That is just blowing my mind.
And Boise.
And boy, yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I just can't believe it. Thank you guys for watching episode 67.
Can't believe
of
this
Around
shit
the Book. Yeah. 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 Good luck to us. Good luck to everyone. If you follow our picks, if you take the touchdown parlay, let us know if there's anything we should be taking we didn't mention tonight. We appreciate you watching and enjoy.